Good morning, guys. Welcome back for another cut. As you see, I'm ready at the barbershop more than ever. Trying a little something with the video. Twisted barber production. We're gonna twist on in here, and we're gonna get into the cut with just a little. We're debulking right now, because when you got a customer that hasn't come in 3-4 months and they got all this hair, you got to debulk. I've seen some people set their first guideline with all that hair in the way, and I tell you, since I beginning of time when I was in school for barbering, I did not like doing that. So we're going to go ahead and debulk here. I have noticed that in the last couple cuts that I've done, I haven't been debulking enough, which I need to start doing, because as you'll see later in this video, I do have to end up going back and debulking some more. That way I don't have to use my thinning shears so much. So now I'm setting my first guideline. So we debulk with a 2, okay? I debulk and I flick out at the top a little bit, and then we're hitting that guideline. Now he likes his fade a little bit higher. This is going to be a skin fade. It's going to be a little bit higher. Not necessarily a high and tight, but it's going to be a little bit higher. If you notice, the tip of my guideline of the bald line kind of points directly towards the corner of the eyebrow. That's how I measure every single skin fade for the most part. A lot of people don't care where the skin fade lands up. If they want a high and tight, that's usually pretty specific. That's different. But for him, that's how I keep it even on both sides. Line it up with the corner of that eyebrow. Now we're going in here with the 1. We're totally skipping by the 0. So we go debulk with a 2, set in that skin, that bald line, and we go right into a 1. And we're going to skip that 0. What I do is I make my 1 a little bit bigger, and then I'll go in there and make a line with the 0. I'm sorry, a line with the my osters open, and then I'll go in the 0 to finish it off. It sounds very confusing, but it gives me a good result. Now I'm going back with the osters open, and I'm probably at this point about I probably got it halfway open, so I can get out that line at the bottom. His hair is pretty fun to cut, because his line, the bottom line, typically goes away pretty easy. And with these new ceramic blades I got on all my clippers, it makes it so much better. So now I got that 0 on there. Just going back with that 0, kind of finishing things up a little bit. I also did notice in this fade, I wanted it a little bit higher for him. So I did go back and I did bring up the fade a little bit higher. So we got that 0, and we're just kind of getting at that line a little bit, trying to get that blend between the osters open and the 1 there. Really starting to come together though. And as you can see, as I'm getting higher, that parietal area is definitely still pretty bulky. So I had to go back in there and bulk it out. I don't know where that habit came into play, but it's definitely something I need to stop doing, because it's a pain in the butt. You just don't want to overdo it with the thinning shears. So bulk it out, or debulk it, and then now before I get into cutting the top, I'm going to actually using the thinning shears just to start to blend a little bit. This is just a method that I started doing. My teacher calls these the magic erasers, because the thinning shears are really your best friend. You can get away without them, and you can do clipper over comb, but I don't tend to like that look, that blocky look, because the way that it cuts the hair when you do clipper over comb is it ends up growing out funny. Now we're going to wet the hair. We're going to start from the front. We're going to come straight back. Now when I was in school, I learned to do guidelines and stuff. You still want your guideline, okay? You still want to know how much hair you're cutting off, and you want to follow that guideline, but there's no need to section the hair off or anything like that. If you decide you want to, you can. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't personally section hair unless I'm doing longer hair. So we're gonna go straight back. We're just taking I think we end up taking about a ½ inch off here. He would have liked a lot more taken off, but his fiance really likes him with longer hair. Now we're going back and we're spot checking. So as you see, we cut from front to back before. Now we're hitting it from the side a little bit. And what this is going to do is when you pull up that hair, you're going to be able to see like the little mountains of hair that are still standing there. We're going to go back and chop those. Just a spot check. Now we brush the hair in the direction that the customer wears it. And we're going back just to touch up with the thinning shears to make sure it all blends in. Like I said, I was really happy with this haircut and how it turned out. The customer was very happy with how it turned out. He really liked it. And that's first and foremost. As long as the customer's happy, then that's good. That still gives us room for improvement on our end for things that we do want to work on. Boom, let's get that hair off you. Let's get you on out the door. Happy client, happy, nothing really rhymes with that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Come back for the next one, hit subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you next time.